Wednesday. Holy moly, we're in the middle of the week. So I wanted to know how you guys are doing and how are you living your life today? Are you living full of purpose, purposefully, or are you just going through the motions to just get by and survive? Man, when this topic just hit me today, a lot of times the topics that I talk about with y'all just kind of hit me sometimes, and I don't write them down ahead of time. I just come on here and share the wisdom and the knowledge that I am getting from everything that I'm always reading or listening to podcasts. And this topic really hit me hard today because, as many of you know, who are watching my lives and have been following me, or any of those who are just tuning in, this past week I have been battling with a few of my health issues that I've had come up over the years. So about a year and a half ago, I found out I was really sick, and I was hospitalized for about a week, maybe a little more, and it knocked me on my feet, and I really had to listen to my body, and I had to figure out what was going on. And when I spent the time in the hospital, I really had to reflect on what I was doing with my life and how fast I was moving and the things that I was doing and the things that were causing me the stress in my life, and kind of reevaluate where I was going, because I had no idea what was going on and the doctors had no clue either. And so it really made me take a step back, and I ended up spending about 6 months of 2017 seeing doctors, and it really was a challenge because I was so frustrated in the season because I wasn't getting the answers I was looking for. I had no idea what was causing me to have all of the issues, and part of it was diagnosed with having like vertigo symptoms. So if you guys have any of those symptoms, I completely can relate and totally understand. The other thing that I ended up finding out, it was like 6 or 7 months after I was hospitalized, that I ended up with Epstein-Barr virus, which is also known as EBV. If you don't know what it is, feel free to Google it. It's not any fun. But walking through this season really challenged me mentally, physically, and I had to reassess my health. And because I finally did a lot of research and I did the things that I needed to do, I started implementing things that created a way for my body to heal. Now, when I say healing, it doesn't mean that everything is gone, that everything is over with, but it's a process of healing. And when you do things naturally, it really takes time. Things don't just happen overnight. It's just like anything. Quick fixes aren't the solution. Sometimes things take a long time to get to that point. And for some reason, I don't know why, but Monday, I started having a flare-up. And it's been really challenging. A few weeks ago, I was in the hospital for a completely unrelated issue. I was bitten by 2 dogs, and I haven't really talked about this a lot, and I probably should have shared my story a little bit more. A few of my friends and my local tribe here have been really encouraging me, but I really think because I had to walk through that season, I think my immune system was slightly compromised, and so it caused this flare-up that I'm having. And it's not as terrible as it had been about a year and a half ago, but it really had impacted me a lot more than I expected. But because I have created habits in my daily life, I have been able to move through this season of this flare-up a lot more gracefully than I have in the past. And because I know my body and I know how to respond to it when this happens, I am able to live with a lot more grace for myself and my family and those around me. And I kind of know how to handle the situation because I've walked through it before. But the whole idea behind this topic today is, like, are you living purposely through your life every day? And I know we all have ups and downs, and I know we have struggles, and we have moments where we're just like, what is happening? Like, please take this away, Lord. Please just fix this. And sometimes we have to walk through those hard seasons to learn a lesson. And sometimes making the best of the situation and finding something some type of meaning in it is honestly the best way to handle the situation. Instead of being fearful and afraid of what's going to happen, sometimes we just need to reevaluate and kind of take a step back and realize that there is a different purpose in what is happening. And that's kind of what happened to me on Monday when I started feeling this way, and I kind of had to take a step back and reevaluate like what was really going on. But because I spend time self-care and drinking water and eating healthy and doing all the things, the habits that I've created for myself since I got sick in the hospital, because I started incorporating those things slowly into my life, I've been able to handle the situation a lot better than I have. But the idea that we're just going through the motions is not really the way that God intended us to live. We aren't just supposed to be surviving. We're supposed to be thriving on the things that give us joy and have light, being the light of the world, being the light of terrible situations, and finding meaning in those things. And so if you are in a surviving situation right now where you're just fighting maybe literally for your life, health-wise, or maybe you are going through something very challenging physically and you are wanting to find that motivation to get up and to move and to feel good. A lot of us, created these New Year's resolutions and want something different for our lives. And I know that the New Year is a really great time to start it, but just because we are in February, it doesn't mean that because you started something and maybe you fell off or something happened and it kind of set you back, it doesn't mean you have to give up on those things. Reevaluate what your dreams and goals are. It may not even be called a New Year's resolution, but reevaluate where you are so that you can keep going. And taking the time every single day to create those habits is so important. And you may be terrible at it, but you are never going to have enough outward motivation to do the things you want. You really have to find the inner motivation. And a lot of people work out because they want to look better and they want to feel better, but sometimes it doesn't get us to where we want to be. Like, I get up every day and I move my body at least 30-40 minutes a day, whether it's out here on my walks on my lunch break, or I go home and I spend time with my kids running outside, or I walk around on campus when I'm at school. Like, I am crazy busy, but I still find time to put in for myself because I want to feel good. And when I feel good, then I can do those things. And so I could not tell you how important that this yoga challenge that we started 5 days ago, how important that incorporated into my life, and how I'm still showing up for it because it's something that I created a habit and it's something that I can do. And if you're still walking through a season where you're trying to create habits and you're trying to do better for your life, just take it one day at a time. Like, if you don't show up for yourself today, it's okay. You can keep trying. You can keep moving towards the next day. Like, just don't make excuses and just say, you know what? Guess what? None of us want to do this stuff. None of us want to get up and work out. Get up early in the morning and journal. Nobody wants to, do the meal prepping. Nobody wants to do the hard things. Go back to grad school like I did. Like, these things are hard, but if it's something that you feel is so important to you, like, stop making excuses and just go do it. Just do it. And I think that will help you live more purposely in your daily life instead of just going through the motions and feeling like you're just surviving. Like, that is not the way that we're supposed to be living. And sometimes when we walk through a hard season, like I have in the last few days, surviving is all I've had to do. But because I've had those habits, those little things, like because I spent time on Sunday meal prepping for my family and for myself for lunches and dinner, I didn't have to come home last night when I was so exhausted and tired and just having this giant flare-up. I was able to still show up for my family because I had already meal prepped and cooked and done all the things that I needed to do. And so this morning when I got up to go to work, again, I had food already prepped and made, so all I had to do was take it out of the refrigerator and do it. I didn't have to make unhealthy choices by going and getting fast food and doing those things, but because they're important to me, because my health is dependent upon eating healthy and drinking water and moving my body because of the health issues that I had a couple of years ago, those things are important to me is because I spend time doing those things. And so if you're looking to create new habits in your life and you're looking to create something that will make your life more of a thriving rather than surviving, start looking at what you want. Start looking at those habits that you would like to create and pick one. Just one habit, and maybe start right now. Like, pick up the phone and, call somebody that you've been wanting to talk to. Or maybe send somebody a message because you've been thinking about them. And it's funny because I say that sometimes we think all day. We think, oh, I'm thinking of this person, but we don't call them. Well, how does that person know that we're actually thinking about them or wondering how their day is unless we actually pick up the phone and call them, or maybe shoot them a quick text or a voice message? Like, if you can't actually get on the phone, there's voice messages, y'all. Like, when somebody hears your voice, it could mean everything to them that day. And so I encourage you guys to pick one thing today and just start creating a habit. It could be the simplest thing, like drinking one more bottle of water today. Like, if you know you're not getting enough water in during the day, start drinking one more bottle or a half a bottle. Like, I don't know what it is that you want to do, but start small. And this will create momentum for you. They say it takes 21, I don't know, I think it's 30 days personally to create a new habit for yourself. So just because today is February 6th doesn't mean you can't start a new habit for yourself. Every day is a new day. So start today and just pick one thing and just go for it. Just do it and then do it again tomorrow and then do it again the next day. And if you fail, start over. Just do it. And when you create one little momentum habit for yourself, you will see big changes in your life. They may be small, but they eventually get to big things. And so if you found any of this inspirational or motivational for y'all, feel free to share this with your friends, because this is me. I don't have makeup on. I didn't do my hair for y'all. This is me showing up for you guys because it's been put on my heart to share these messages with you. Every day I wake up and I have a new message to share with you. And honestly, sometimes that message turns into something totally different throughout the day. And I thought, what better way to tell people really about real life stuff and not show up with the perfect picture or the perfect typed out, message to you guys. I love writing messages, and we created a new blog for Two Brave Sisters. So if you have no idea what it is, go check it out. I'm on Instagram with Kayla under Two Brave Sisters. We're starting to document our journey. But regardless, this is the thing. Lives are crazy because guess what? You're on here being completely vulnerable and showing everybody your true self and being in the moment. What happens if I mess up? What if I say something that I didn't mean to? Guess what? That's the way it is. And honestly, this has been the best thing for me personally growing. And I don't know how many people actually watch this. I don't know how many people who actually share this. And I don't go back and look. I do go back and comment if you guys ask questions or if you say hi, because I appreciate the support. And your guys' support means the world to me. But just because I'm not getting a million people following me, it doesn't matter. I'm showing up for maybe that one person who needed to hear this message today. And so if you're that one person, feel free to say hi or private message me if you're afraid to say hi here. But show up for those around you, even if you have no idea who you're showing up for, because you never know whose life you're going to touch by just sharing something that is completely vulnerable. So if you guys, I hope you have an awesome day, and I'm going to go finish my walk and just enjoy this beautiful weather here, and I hope to see you guys tomorrow.